I hope you have unlimited text messaging. By Miss Carr. Chapter 80, Conversation 53, Johannesburg Lunchtime Blues. Tony Bear. Why is it that at every fancy business lunch I am forced to participate in involves micro portions and overly pretentious people? I'm 30 seconds from punching out world business leaders number 3, 6, and 12. Me. It can't be that bad. Tony Bear. Yes, it is. My mind is numb from understimulation. And if somebody asks me about Pepper one more time, I'm going to bring out the gauntlet. That goes double for the person who asked if I was screwing my assistant twice. Me. Jesus. Tony Bear. I'm not 100% sure it's always been this bad. Maybe it feels worse this time around because I'm too sober to think any of these jokes are funny or have any desire whatsoever to mingle. All the assistants were nicer and actually competent. Me. It probably was always like this, although I'm sure Virginia probably finds it less stressful this way. Tony Bear. No, because she would have punched out business leader number 2 for grabbing her ass, and then I would have to oversee her getting out of jail in a foreign country. That never goes well. Me. You have a point. Hey, did you change your name in my phone? You're now listed as Tony Bear instead of Anthony. Tony Bear. Yep, this should be Stefan's phone because only a complete idiot would put his superhero name on everything. At least when he or she is trying to do a secret identity anyway. Stefan. I'll try to remember that. Tony Bear. I'm sorry that we couldn't get you in the lunch. Even Yo-Yo was having sandwiches in the back with the other assistants. I'm sure they're having more fun than me, as well as more food. Me. It's okay. I am trying to keep a low profile until dinner tonight. If people see me on your arm, they're obviously going to easily figure out who I am to you. Tony Bear. They just have to look at the way I'm looking at you and they will know the truth. Me. That's sweet. It's okay. I promised I would do lunch with Melinda. Room service does a really good burger. With my metabolism, I'm going to need at least 5 of those fancy lunches to take the edge off. Tony Bear. That's true. It's probably going to take at least 3 or 4 burgers to satisfy you. Me. 2 and a milkshake. Although it does feel weird being halfway around the world and still having burgers and a shake. Tony Bear. Someday soon, I need to tell you about trying to get KFC in Tokyo at 3 a.m. You didn't think about venturing out to try some of the local cuisine? Or, at least go down to the restaurant. You did so well at breakfast. Me. As I said earlier, I do want to keep a low profile until dinner tonight. People trying to take selfies with me because they think I am either Chris Evans or Keanu Reeves is not good. Tony Bear. Friday did successfully delete all the images from that one woman's phone. Although you do have a point. Me. Also, I feel like we're having the type of conversation that should happen in private. There's too much stuff I don't want other people to overhear. Tony Bear. All good points. However, if you're planning to do a quickie with your ex-girlfriend, make sure you take pictures or at least wait for me to get there. I can't participate, but I can watch. That's about all Dr. Simmons would let me do. Evil. Me. I'm not sure what May just referred to you as in Mandarin, but it probably wasn't anything very nice. Tony Bear. Tell her it was a joke before she threatens to disembowel me again. People talking bad about me in foreign languages is not a new thing. A lot of that's actually going on right now. This is why I keep a lot of the languages I speak off my CV. I'm working on improving my Mandarin just for her. I'm learning all sorts of new curse words. Tony Bear. I hate autocorrect. That was supposed to be curse words. Me. Of course you are. Tony Bear. So how is your lunch going? Me. Shouldn't you be mingling? Tony Bear. Pepper made me promise not to get arrested again in a foreign country. If I try to make small talk again, then the probability of getting arrested jumps up to 89%. I don't like those odds. Me. Okay, mingling is not a smart idea. Tony Bear. Me finding out about how your lunch is going with your ex-girlfriend is a much better use of my time. Me. Still in progress. Tony Bear. That bad. Me. Not necessarily bad, just trying to figure out where to start, and sometimes that's half of the battle. Tony Bear. Very true. Me. So far, we've mostly talked about how to deal with your Spidey problem, and we really don't have any solutions. Tony Bear. Thanks for trying. Nobody really has any solutions for the Spidey problem. Good ones, anyway. The head of Adventure PR suggested that I just give him a suit closer to mine and hold the press conference. Me. Don't do that! Tony Bear. Since you asked so nicely, that's definitely a hard no now. Me. Melinda is glaring at me right now. Tony Bear. Of course she is. Me. Your boyfriend will talk to you when you get out of your meetings and we are done talking.